Good afternoon, Dunkirk and Fredonia listeners, and welcome to High Noon Friday, Fredonia's longest-running variety radio program, brought to you by WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. I'm Matt Gillespie.
And I'm Jackson DiCarlo. Today's episode is available streaming worldwide at FredoniaRadio.com.
Coming up, we'll have the local news, the weather, and international news. But first, for campus news. The Fredonia Department of Communications will honor students at its annual banquet, which will be a virtual event on Saturday, April 10th. These students, recognized for their academic achievements, will be receiving awards for their hard work and dedication as majors found in the Communications Department. Congrats to the students. 15 Fredonia students and alumni films were chosen as finalists for the 10th annual SUNY-wide Film Festival hosted on April 9th and 10th. Fredonia filmmakers account for nearly one-third of the films to be screened, so congratulations to those involved. All throughout the weekend, a number of student recitals will be hosted virtually for all to attend. Each recital brings new and exciting music for you to experience, so be sure to check out the Fredonia events page online to check out all the recitals that you can attend.
Thank you, Matt. Today we have a wild extended game of trivia planned for you wonderful listeners, along with some fantastic segments, such as Just the Facts and the Weekly Chat.
Let's start with our local news, prepared by Topher Elkins, and sports prepared by Josh Schmitt, along with weather updates prepared by Jules Hoepting. What's going on in the news, Topher?
It's been over a year since the last live concert in Buffalo, but luckily for music fans, that seems to be changing soon. Live performances are finally coming back to Western New York. Yesterday, KeyBank Center in Buffalo announced that country megastar Eric Church is coming to perform in September. Tickets for that concert come out in May. The Riviera Theater, a popular site for plays and musicals in the downtown district, has also announced that they will be hosting live events in the next coming months. While case numbers and hospitalizations have increased over the past several weeks, the Erie County Department of Health said, quote, "As vaccination rates increase and the weather becomes warmer, we expect that eventually the daily number of new COVID-19 cases will decline to a level that allows for safe, large gatherings," end quote. This leads many music and performance fans to have a sense of optimism for the summer.
Hello everyone, I'm Josh Schmitt here with your High Noon Friday sports update. In local sports news, your Fredonia softball team kicked off their season on Tuesday with a doubleheader against visiting Alfred. The team dropped both games with scores of 17-1 and 17-3. The next day on Wednesday, they faced off with their first SUNYAC opponent of the year in Buff State, splitting the doubleheader with them by dropping the first game by a score of 9-1 and winning the second game in a comeback fashion in extra innings by a score of 3-2. There was an overall team effort that was put on display in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Senior Maria Cavares had 2 RBIs on the day, including the game-winning RBI on a sacrifice fly in the 8th inning to score Sid Merkley. The ladies travel to Geneseo tomorrow for their next SUNYAC doubleheader. In the NHL, the Vancouver Canucks could see their season in jeopardy as 21 team members have tested positive for many different variants of COVID-19. This includes players, coaching staff, and training and medical staff. The team has been on pause now for about 2 weeks and have seen cases of the British variant of the virus. Thankfully, last night there were no new positive cases, and all those affected appear to be in stable condition. It is unclear if the team will complete this year with just 20 games left. Best wishes to them on a speedy recovery. You've been listening to your sports update on High Noon Friday on WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno.
The Northern Chautauqua Weather Update, being brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems.
Good afternoon, Fredonia. It's your weather girl here, Jules Hoepting, with, you guessed it, your 5-day weather forecast. So spring is here and it is finally acting like it. A week of temperatures in the 60s and 50s is coming your way, along with combos of sunshine and rain. Today, a chance of showers, partially sunny with a high near 66, breezy with a south wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Tonight, a chance of showers before 9 p.m., partially cloudy with a low around 54. South wind 11 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation remains at 40%. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers after 3 p.m., mostly sunny with a high near 67. Tomorrow night, showers probable, mainly after 3 a.m., predominantly cloudy with a low around 56. Chance of precipitation is 70%. Sunday, not all sunshine. In fact, showers are likely mainly before 9 a.m., partially sunny with a high near 58. Sunday night, chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 46. Monday, probability of showers before 9 a.m., predominantly cloudy with a high near 55. Monday night, clouds continue with a low around 43. And Tuesday, partially sunny with a high near 56. And that concludes your 5-day weather forecast. Let's bring it on back to the hosts.
Thanks, Topher, Josh, and Jules. We're going to dive right into our weekly segments. To start, here's Just the Facts.
Welcome back to Just the Facts, where we talk about just the facts, only the facts, and no opinions. My name is Chloe, and I'm here today with my friends Alex.
Hello.
And Hunter.
Hello.
So this week, we've got a really good topic for you guys, and I know me personally, I really enjoy playing video games in my spare time. Do you guys play video games at all?
I dabble.
You dabble?
I play some.
What do you play, Hunter?
More of a Rocket League kind of guy.
A car soccer kind of
Car
guy.
soccer.
Get him out of here.
Frat
Yeah.
boy.
Frat boy. Hunter, you look like a
Okay.
frat boy right now. Get off your phone, we're recording.
I don't remember my fact.
This intro was like so prim and proper, and then Hunter's just like, I'm on my phone.
I couldn't remember my fact.
You just came up with it like a half hour ago.
I did.
Anyway. So this week, we're going to talk about video games. And Alex, would you please start us off?
Alrighty. So my fact, right? Nolan Bushnell, the founder of Atari,
Mhm.
Pong, the Atari consoles, etc.
Yep.
Some real classic video game stuff.
Yep.
Mhm.
He was also the founder of the fast food chain Chuck E. Cheese, and his reasoning for founding Chuck E. Cheese is that it was a way to get kids to play Atari arcade games.
That's so
I understand
smart.
that. Yeah.
That's big brain.
That's big brain boy.
That's a
Big
mogul
brain.
move.
That is, yeah.
I mean, did it work though? I don't have anything Atari at my household at the moment.
I've never gone to Chuck
I
E. Cheese
did.
or played Atari.
You've
You've
never
never
been
gone
to
to Chuck E. Cheese?
Man, that was in unison. But no.
That's like peak childhood.
Well, we'll take you.
I think it's a little too late.
Are
now.
we allowed?
How old do you have to be to play on the Chuck E. Cheese playground?
Oh my god.
Frequently asked questions, Chuck E. Cheese. At Chuck E. Cheese, we welcome everyone at any age. So you're going to Chuck E. Cheese, bub.
Hunter!
It's a little weird.
Hey, Hunter. What are you doing on Friday?
I'm going home.
No, you're jumping
No.
into the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese.
There you go.
No.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Hunter, what's your fact?
Well, now that you've so nicely asked me, Pac-Man
Oh, that was a good transition.
Pack boy.
is the first game, accredited as the first game to have a cutscene.
Interesting. What's the cut?
So, like, between
What's the cut?
like the
Scene.
scenes, between the scenes where Pac-Man is chasing the ghost off screen, and then it brings you to the next thing.
Oh, like when you go through like the sides?
No.
No.
Oh my god, like the loading thing. And,
Yeah,
and it goes
yeah.
across.
Yeah, the cutscene.
I get it. The cutscene. I
That's
get it.
accredited as the first game.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that was a cutscene.
Yeah,
honestly.
when I think of cutscene, I think of more of like having like dialogue. Like that sounds to me, that sounds like a loading screen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. But, cutscene.
That's
And
just a fact.
think
we,
of-
we can't argue with
we
it.
can't
That's
argue
true.
with it. It's a
That's
fact.
true.
As long as he fact checked it. Did you use
I did.
Snopes?
Did
I did not use Snopes.
you use PolitiFact?
I did not.
We don't trust him.
But think of how far they've come.
From the cutscenes?
Pac-Man cutscene to, like, I don't know, what's a game?
What game? What's a
The
game?
game that I have to talk about this week.
Ooh,
Anyway, so-
that's a segue.
Do you guys know? Do you guys know Final Fantasy
I knew it
as
was
a
gonna be called
series?
Final Fantasy. Yeah.
That was some shade.
That was
I was
really
tempted to say
mean.
Final Fantasy because I knew it was going to lead into it.
I know that. See, okay. So my fact is that the game Final Fantasy 15, which is one of the games in the Final Fantasy series.
I would have never guessed.
I know, right? I know it's weird, but it was in
It's
development.
not the first.
For Hunter.
Not the
I can't even yell at you because you're right. It was in development for 10 years, which is a really, really, really long time. And if you've played Final Fantasy 15, I would be willing to bet like $100 that all of that time was spent like rendering the food. The food in that game looks so good.
I mean, okay. 1 decade to... What's the word?
1 decade to make a real mean grilled cheese.
Yeah.
They do have grilled cheese.
Render. That's the word.
I just said that too.
I wasn't listening. 1 decade to render an entire grilled cheese? I understand that.
Well, there's more than just grilled cheese in the game, Hunter. Anyway, this has been Just the Facts with Alex, Hunter, and Chloe. We really appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you next week for a very special topic. Goodbye.
Another great segment from the Just the Facts crew. Next up is the weekly chat with Spencer Eisenhauer.
Hello and welcome to the weekly chat. My name is Spencer Eisenhauer, and today I'm going to focus on light in the universe and breakthrough starshot. Now, I know we covered light in the universe in one of my past episodes, but just as a little bit of a recap, light travels at about 185,000 miles per second. That's insanely fast. Now, we perceive light on what we know as our scale, and what I mean by that is an earthly scale. To get even deeper into that, when you turn on a light switch in your house, that light instantly fills the room and you don't think twice about it. But really, it takes a fraction of a tenth of a second to actually do that. When you shine a flashlight on something, you just see that light from your flashlight on the object you're shining it on. Again, you really don't think twice about it. But that light is actually traveling in a forward motion and is scattering when it hits that object. Now let's zoom out a little bit. If we go to the moon and we're standing on there with our spacesuit and we receive a message from Earth, that message has taken a little over a second to reach us. And if we send a message back, it would take a little over a second to reach Earth. So round trip, it would take about 2 seconds for that interaction to take place. Now let's zoom out a little further. Say you're one of the first people to set foot on Mars. Congratulations, you're finally a Martian. This is where things get a little crazy though. If someone sent you a message from Earth to Mars, it would take over 20 minutes for that message to reach you on Mars. And if you sent a message from Mars back to Earth, it would take another 20 minutes to reach Earth. This is because there's so much space between the Earth and Mars that it takes light that much time to reach it. Now, many astronomers and physicists have been dreaming over the decades of interstellar travel. And what that means is basically traveling to the stars to find out if we have any other habitable planets. Well, this dream might come sooner than we think, because Proxima Centauri is a star, a red dwarf to be exact, that is approximately 4.24 light years away from Earth. Now, 4.24 light years doesn't really seem like a lot, but it takes light 1 year to travel that distance. So if we were to put on a spaceship, regular people, regular astronauts, it would take them over 54,000 years to reach Proxima Centauri. Introducing breakthrough starshot. Now, back in 1985, the theory of starshot was developed by a man named Robert L. Forward. I think it's kind of ironic that his last name is Forward, F-O-W-A-R-D, because his ambitions were in the right place, meaning he wanted to see interstellar travel become a reality. And hey, thanks to him, it actually might happen. He designed a micro spaceship that's only a few centimeters in length, weighing only a few grams. So this micro starship would be blasted by a 10 kilowatt laser from Earth, excelled to 20% the speed of light, creating over 100 gigawatts of electricity, enough to power a small city. Now, this would cut the journey from 54,000 years' time into just 20 years with an unmanned spaceship flying through space. Now, they're going to send over 1,000 of these because even a tiny collision with dust could demolish or destroy this spaceship. NASA's hoping to launch this in the year 2036. So, ladies and gentlemen, we might be able to see our first interstellar star in the year 2056. That's pretty cool if you ask me. That is all the time we have today on the Weekly Chat. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you stay tuned in next week for another episode. You're listening to 88.9 WCVF, the campus and community voice of Fredonia, and 89.5 WDVL, the Inferno. Right here on High Noon Friday. And until next time, I'll talk to you then.
Thanks for that segment. Now let's bring it back to Topher with the international news.
In national news, a teen in Iowa won $25,000 at the Regeneron Science Talent Search for her invention of sutures that change colors to warn of possible infections. A senior at Iowa City West High School, Deja Taylor, came up with the idea in October of 2019 after reading about sutures coated with a material that can detect a wound's status. After using the juice from nearly 3 dozen beets, Taylor learned that the sutures worked when the color of the beet juice would turn from red to dark purple if a surgical wound was infected. According to the National Library of Medicine, the average pH level of healthy skin is a 5, but goes up to 9 when a wound is infected. In an interview with the Smithsonian, Taylor said she became interested with infections, particularly those that occur after C-sections in impoverished nations, because she, quote, couldn't help but look at it through an equity lens.
Thanks for the updates. Finally, we have something special for you all that are listening. It's time for Trivia Slightly After 12. On this segment, we test the minds of students here on Fredonia's campus with a chance to win glorious prizes. This week, we have some more wonderful contestants ready to win big by answering some questions. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Sara Gorton. I'm a sophomore video production major, and I'm very excited to be on tonight. This is my second go at it, so
Oh man, maybe
hopefully I
you'll...
can come out on top.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Hi, my name is Olivia Rokosz. I'm a music ed major and the chief archivist at Fredonia Radio Systems. I'm also a returning competitor with a vengeance for Jackson. And there you
Same here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He won during your game. Oh man, he's been... I don't mean to bring it up, but Jackson DiCarlo, who is also going to be...
Also here.
Here,
Oh, really?
has been on a winning streak. He has won.
Unprecedented.
As a matter of fact, it's been brutal. He's won every single game so far. So maybe you will be the one to break that.
Undefeated.
We'll
since my
see.
freshman year.
We will see. All right, so you know the drill. The first one to yell their name after the question is read will be able to take a shot at answering the question. Each question is worth a point, and at the end of the game, the person with the most amount of points will be declared the winner. This week's category is mythology, and underneath that it'll be like all types of mythology, not just Greek mythology, so different types of mythology. So here we go!
It's all
We're
mythology,
gonna get
guys.
right into it.
All mythology,
All
not just
mythology.
Greek.
All of it. I need to emphasize all mythology,
All of
not just Greek
Got
mythology.
it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All of it.
There better be
So
some Norse mythology in
So there's
here.
some Greek mythology, but there's also other mythology.
other
Okay.
mythologies,
Yeah,
not just
okay.
Greek mythology.
Not just Greek.
But the Greek mythology is there.
But it's,
Clown
it's
mythology?
Not, it's not just Greek mythology.
Okay, yeah, because like honestly, it needs to be said that it's just not Greek.
Does
Okay,
this
Matt, we got the
include
point. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Let's start. All right. In Greek mythology, the city of Cecropia was named after which Greek god when they presented a better gift than Poseidon to its people? Was it Athena, the goddess of wisdom, Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, Dionysus, the god of wine, or Soteria, the goddess of protection?
Sara.
Sara.
Athena.
That is
Dang.
correct.
Wow.
It is Athena, the goddess of wisdom. That is true. The story behind it is pretty interesting.
It's longer than the
What
question, so buckle up.
What?
It's longer than the question, so buckle up.
Oh yeah, it is longer than question, but it's still interesting nonetheless. So the story is that the Greek gods saw the city of Cecropia, and they wanted to name it after themselves because, you know, they're really stubborn.
Prideful.
They wanted to also become its patron. So out of all the Greek gods, Poseidon and Athena were the most persistent in wanting it to be renamed after themselves. So they posed a challenge where that person that presented the better gift to the people that were in the city would have it named after them. So Poseidon presented to the people a spring of water for them to use for whatever they needed, whether it was agriculture or whether it was just for drinking. But it wasn't useful because it was salt water, and obviously you can't use that for anything. But Athena brought them an olive tree, which gave them a source of food, wood, and other natural goods. So she was deemed the winner, and the city was renamed Athens. So Athens, Greece is named after her.
Honestly, would I rather have a spring that I could use for all sorts of stuff, despite it being saltwater, or one olive tree? I would choose the spring, personally.
But the spring water, they weren't able to use it for anything. Like, I mean, maybe swimming, but
Swimming,
about
washing your clothes, right?
But they took
you
were able
fresh
to
water too,
take
if
the
you use
seeds.
that water.
You were able to take the seeds from the olive tree and grow other olive trees.
I thought you were gonna say like she gave them the gift of wisdom. And,
No.
Whatever. Anyway.
She's the goddess of wisdom, but she just gave them a tree. Just
So,
one tree.
and we know we said this isn't just Greek mythology, but here's some more Greek mythology for you. In Greek mythology, how was the Greek goddess Athena born according to Greek mythology? Was it A, she rose from the ocean according to Greek mythology?
According to
B,
Greek mythology.
she grew from a field of flowers according to Greek mythology? C, she sprang from the Greek god Zeus's head according to Greek mythology?
No! Olivia, no! I know this one. That's not it.
Sarah said it first. What is it,
I
Sarah?
was waiting for all the answers.
What is it?
It's C.
It's C.
Sprang from his head.
I'm
And
giving
red.
Olivia a no point.
A no point.
It is C. Zeus was told that his son would take the throne from him, so he was like, my wife is pregnant, so I know I will eat her to make sure she doesn't give birth to a son. And then Athena was like, hey Dad, I'm here now. I just came out of your head. I am fully grown and I'm wearing armor.
That is literally the story.
That's it.
Zeus is not a good man, by the way, in case you were, in case you thought otherwise. In pure myth, he is not a good man. Other adaptations could be another story.
Yeah, he does a lot of messed up things, which is great segue into question 3.
I wrote this one.
Also, all right, yeah,
I wrote
this one's
this
pretty. This one's also pretty good.
I wrote
Also, just pointing out that this
Did you
is
rate it?
I wrote it.
This is Jackson wrote this one. Jackson did write this one,
About
and
Greek
it's also
mythology.
Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, gods are vengeful tools. They're like big tool bags. They often have some pretty brutal punishments for the people who defy them. One example of this is Prometheus. Prometheus stole the fire from Zeus and gave it to humanity. So as a punishment, Zeus doomed him to what fate? Was it A, he was pinned to an eternally burning wheel? B, he was chained to a rock for all eternity, and every day an eagle ate his liver out from within him, and every night he grew it back to repeat the cycle? Was it C, he would push a rock up a mountain, and upon reaching the top, the rock would roll back down again, leaving Prometheus to start over? Or was it?
Olivia.
Ooh, Olivia. Which one?
I'm gonna be bold and say it's B.
Ooh, everyone's being bold, and that's correct. That
Darn
is,
it. I
in
was
fact,
gonna-
true.
I was gonna call in, but I wanted
You got
to
yelled
know
at last
the
time.
answer.
You're like, no.
He was.
Did I get a no point?
Nah, you pointed it out. You don't get it now. Let me see.
ahead.
Well, yeah, the fun fact behind it is that he was doomed to that eternity, but
he was eventually freed by the Minotaur Chiron and the hero Hercules, who killed the eagle. Heracles, not Hercules, Jesus.
Also,
Hercules.
That first punishment actually happened to someone else. I forgot the name. The second one was Prometheus. The third one was Sisyphus, the Knave King, who cheated death. And the one that I didn't get to read was from Witcher 3, and it's not in Greek mythology. Whatever. Not gonna read it now.
You get to read the fourth one.
May or may not have to do with Morkvark. Anyway, question 4. According to nope, this is Norse mythology. This isn't Greek mythology, it's Norse mythology. According to Norse mythology, Odin liked to appear in disguise as to not get recognized by the other gods and mortals. How many disguises did he have? Is it 50, 108, 702, or 200?
Sarah?
Sarah.
Can you repeat them one more time?
No.
Oh, no.
If you buzz in, you have an answer.
Okay, I will go with C.
702?
Yes.
Wrong.
Oh!
Fun fact, they also read that answer wrong, so it's
I know, I did notice it.
Whatever. Nope, it's wrong regardless. It is not 702, and it is not the answer I should have said, so it works out. Olivia.
Was it 108?
No.
No! It's not! Well, you both have another chance to answer it, so...
Was it...
You have to buzz in. You have to buzz in if you want
Sarah.
to.
Olivia.
Are you buzzing? Olivia buzzed in first.
No, it was Sarah.
What?
Sarah buzzed in.
Can we do virtual rock, paper, scissors?
Do virtual rock, paper, scissors for you.
You have to count us down, and we'll say it at the same time.
I'll do rock, paper, scissors, and then on shoot, both of you shout what you're gonna go. Okay?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock.
Sarah, what?
Did you say
What?
Sarah? Okay, Olivia said
No.
rock, which is the
Olivia
closest
wins.
thing to it. So Olivia gets to answer the question.
Sarah is a, that's a choice from rock, paper, scissors, I'm pretty sure.
Rock, paper, scissors, Sarah, shoot.
Realize I'm a human weapon now. I'm the real life Black Widow.
What is your answer, Olivia?
I would say 50.
No.
No! Well, after all that.
It's 200.
I would say
200 disguises.
Don't I get to answer?
No, that's the only answer left.
That's true.
Almost all the disguises that he had alluded to the fact that he was Odin. Whether it was going by a name that referenced his name or by showing a feature of his real appearance, but no one was able to catch on.
Because they're all dumb Vikings.
That's
This is Olaf.
Only Odin we know, Sarah, is Thor's dad.
He still is Thor's dad, according to Norse mythology, which this next question is also about.
Wow! Next question's also Norse mythology, alright? And we're talking about Odin still, which is nuts, because, you know, he's the big bad one. So
Except we're not talking about Odin. But
we're not talking about Odin. We're according to Greek Norse mythology.
You didn't do the I set you up for the transition.
I'm so used to Greek mythology.
And then you went back to the front of the sentence.
According to Norse mythology, Odin's wife Frigg was also known to be the goddess of what?
Frigg, Frigg. That is her name.
Frigg. Was she also known to be the goddess of love, premonition, knowledge, or stars?
Sarah.
Sarah!
I'm gonna say knowledge.
Knowledge.
If you had any of that, you'd know it was not that.
Incorrect!
That was
what were the choices again?
I had a few.
Love, premonition, or stars?
Premonition?
Premonition
You
is
must have
correct.
had one because
Okay,
that is right.
Olivia, premonition.
That's correct. She is the goddess of premonition. And fun fact about her, very strange. Scholars of Norse mythology are still unsure of her relationship with the similarly named Freya, who is the goddess of sex, beauty, fertility, love, and death.
Oh.
There was a lot of bases there.
Yeah, a lot of them. Their stories are quite similar, and they may be the same deity, or at least closely connected, but they're not sure.
Might be
They're
twin
looking into
sisters
it
or
still.
something.
Gotcha.
Next
Ew, that
question.
would
Do you want to make your comment about how yucky it would be?
No.
Say it.
That enlightened statement of
Yeah.
I'm not.
Go ahead, say it.
Say it.
I'm not.
Say it.
Put it out there.
We know
Put it out
what.
there.
No.
Thanks for that enlightened statement, Olivia. According to Roman
Everything's
mythology,
totally fine. Yeah.
what creature approached the god Jupiter, asking for revenge on humans after they stole from her? Was it A, a chicken, B, a bee, that's quite funny, well done, C, a fish, that's also pretty good because they live in the sea, or D, a cow? You should have done cow for A because it's grade A beef.
Olivia.
Olivia,
I want to say chicken.
it's not a chicken.
Ooh.
It sounded so
Oh.
mean, that one. Not a chicken.
Not a
Not
chicken.
Alright, Sarah, what do you got?
Could you
You have
read
a
the
chance to
choices
steal.
again?
Is it a bee, a fish, or a cow?
Fish.
No!
No.
Someone has a chance to take it back.
Take it back.
Sarah with the double buzz.
Ooh, double buzz.
Is it a cow?
No!
No, that was a hint. We said double buzz for
It's
a
a
reason. 'Cause
bee.
It's a bee.
Oh.
The story of Jupiter and the bee tells the story on how revenge can have dire consequences, as Jupiter granted the bee her request, but added the stipulation that the stinger will stay in the wound when it's infected. He said, "For if you use your sting, it shall remain in the wound, and you will die." Haven't you seen the bee movie?
Because
Jackson's comment threw me off.
It's been like at least 10 years since
It was
I've
written
seen
by
the
Jerry
movie.
Seinfeld, and stars
Okay.
Jerry Seinfeld.
This is the bee.
Yes.
And it was the first project he did after Seinfeld.
All right. Okay.
I'll acknowledge it.
What's the deal with bees? I mean, why can't they live after someone dies? After they sting someone?
No, we're gonna. Okay.
No.
After that
Nope.
atrocious.
Can I get a
comment, after
Seinfeld
that
point?
atrocious segment, you can get a Seinfeld point. Yeah, you're fine. You can draw whatever zany character from Seinfeld you want to draw on there.
Believe it or not, Jax is on the board.
According to number 7. Wait, first you have to tell me what character you drew.
I just wrote Seinfeld.
Okay, that works.
I'm
Number
imagining
7.
George Costanza though, because I was
George
doing the George answering machine bit.
Gotcha.
It's a funny show. You should watch it.
Yeah, nah, I'll pass. Oh no, okay, number 7. According to Egyptian mythology, people on Earth were made out of which material by the god Khnum? Or is it's either Khnum or Khnum?
Or Numb.
Num, could be.
It's
Anyway.
KHNUM.
Yes. According to Greek mythology, people were made of what material by the god? I'm gonna say Noon. Was it glass? Was it marble? Was it a composite of papyrus and water? Or was it clay?
Olivia.
Olivia!
Clay.
Clay is correct. Yes. It was said that the people were created in perfect dimensions
Khnum.
by Noom on his
It's Khnum.
on his special. Okay,
I
Khnum.
just looked it up. Sorry.
It was said that they were made in perfect dimensions by Khnum on his special potter's wheel, which was a prominent tool and symbol in the story of Khnum in the creation of life.
Wow.
According to Egyptian mythology. That's a fun fact right there.
Thanks, Matt. Now on to Jackson with question 8. Thanks, Jackson. According to according to Egyptian mythology, the goddess of morality, Ma'at. Ma'at.
It's like my name, but Egyptian.
You're doing great.
Ma'at had the job of doing what? Is it A, she weighed the hearts of the dead to decide who should live in eternal joy in the afterlife? B, she kept track of people's actions and decided how long someone has left to live based on them? C, she created a balance of good and evil thoughts when creating the human brain, making them decide what they should do on their own? Or D, she influenced people to make bad decisions to see if they would still do the morally right thing, even though it was harder?
Sarah.
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 I'm gonna go with that last one, D.
No.
Wrong.
Darn it.
Olivia.
Olivia, chance to steal.
Did she control if they, like the first one, if they lived or died or something?
Whoa, wait, you have to. There's
okay.
that's a lot of them. You have to say which one.
What?
Yeah.
What? No. What was the first one? It was
That's weighing the hearts to see who. That's afterlife.
that one.
It is
That one is correct.
Yay.
That one's correct. That was confusing because the second one also said stuff. about
Scales
living
are a
and
big part of Egyptian.
Now I was thinking of the
imagery.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
so,
why I think if I remember correctly, when Egyptians were buried, they had all their organs removed, including except their heart, maybe. I don't know. It's a part of it. I saw a mummy once. It was cool. Anyway, here's the fun fact. Her father of truth.
Her feather of truth.
Feather of truth.
Her father.
Her father, who's named of truth. Anyway, her feather of truth was oh yeah, this is right. Her feather of truth was the determining factor. Once placed on a scale, if the deceased's heart was heavier than the feather, they would not be permitted to journey into paradise. If the heart was deemed too heavy, a demon could devour it, causing the deceased to die a second time.
Dang.
Wow. Interesting fun fact to throw in Egyptian mythology. I would have liked it if it was her father more, to be honest with you. I wish it was her father now.
I'll give a bonus point to anyone who can name the Egyptian god of death.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. God, what the heck was his name?
5,
I could give you the god of the sun.
3, 2,
1.
1. It's Osiris.
Damn.
Osiris.
Sun god is
Ra.
Ra.
I was gonna say Ra.
sweet
I realized that was
lover of the Russian queen. Time for question 9 in Japan. Go.
Speaking of Japan, good segue into
That's what I just did. I said it's time for question 9 in Japan. That was a
Question
lyric.
number 9. In Japanese mythology, foxes, also known as kitsunes, have magical abilities. However, their most prominent feature is the ability to do what? Shut up, Jackson. 1. See into the future. 2. Manipulate anyone to do their biddings. 3. Shapeshift into human form. Or 4. Turn invisible.
Sarah.
Sarah, what do you think it is?
I'm gonna go with C.
Yep.
Shapeshifting into human form is correct. Yeah. It's very cool. The reason why they do that is because they are trying to show that they're trying to earn more wisdom, and they're able to do that by getting information from you with their cunning. So what happens is the more tails a kitsune has, and they can have as many up to 9, it means that they're older, wiser, and the more powerful they are. Also, a lot of furries and Naruto fans exist because of this, so that's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Question
So if you
number.
Okay. Okay. Finish that sentence.
What sentence?
10.
What?
You said
10. In
Okay.
Japanese mythology, more of this. The boy known as Kintaro was known for doing what heroic act for the people of Japan? Is it A, he subdued the anger of Mount Fuji to stop it from erupting? B, he held back the darkness found emerging from multiple points on Izumo? C, he caught Shutendoji, the terror of the region around Mount Oe? Or D, he controlled the flow of water to provide it to people of Japan to stimulate all of the farms?
Olivia?
Olivia.
I really have no idea. The last one?
The farm one?
Yes.
Okay.
No!
All right.
Sarah,
That's
Jade
wrong!
Is it... Wait, can you read the options
Oh
again?
my god. It's either
I just
stopped
think
Mount
chocolate
Fuji from
cake.
erupting, held back the darkness, or caught a demon or something.
It's a demon.
A demon.
I'm gonna say that one.
A demon?
Yes.
A demon.
A demon?
A demon.
A demon is correct.
Oh, a demon. That's crazy.
And that was question number 10, man.
What?
That was question number 10.
Oh, okay.
And there's no
nice.
fun fact written, so how about some standings, folks?
Okay.
How
say
long will
those
this
standings.
voice bit go on for? Who knows?
Finish it up. Why don't you
We
keep
have
on going?
Sara with 4 points on the board, and Olivia with 3 points and a no point. I also have a Seinfeld point.
The Seinfeld point is there. We're gonna go back into question 11, and guess what? We're back in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
But here we're gonna go diving into specific stories of Greek mythology.
There are
So
7
question 11.
Greek mythology questions.
Question 11. In Greek mythology.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah, how many are there?
4. No, there's only 5.
Oh, okay.
But that's still
There's a
almost
lot of information about it, so I just decided to go with it. In Greek mythology, the story of the Moirae tells the story of 3 sisters that have a unique ability. What did the 3 sisters Clotho, Lychesis, and Atropos do in their story? Was it 1, they were the ones that uniquely detailed each mortal? 2, they were the ones that domesticated certain animals for humans? 3, they were considered the sisters of justice, making sure the gods didn't abuse their powers or else they were able to take them away? Or 4, they weaved the fate of the humans and gods alike, in which neither
Olivia.
mortals... Okay, Olivia.
The fate one.
The
It is
fate
the
one
fate one.
is correct. That is
No.
very much correct. They were able to weave the fate in humans and gods alike, and no one could say anything about it. They just did it, and that was that. It's fact. So
I can
the
say
fun
something
fact.
about it because it's not real.
Okay. All right.
It's a
Damn.
myth after all.
Alright.
Damn. All right. Well, the fun fact about this is that the youngest one, Clotho, was in charge of spinning the threads of life and was the one that created life. Lachesis, I think that's how you say it, is okay. Well, the second one is the one that allocated the fate of the people during their lifetimes, and the last sister, Atropos, was the cutter of the thread of life, and she was the one that determined how long someone lives and when they die. So that's the fun fact about that one. Jackson, number 12. Whoa.
Okay. Okay. Calm down.
All right. See, I was trying to do the same bit, but it didn't really work out for me. Can you write down an imposter point for me?
I would rather die. Rather go up to Atropos and say,
give
right
me,
now, whenever
give
you're ready.
me, give me an Among Us point.
Question 12. The final question. The last question on this piece of paper, as there was no tiebreaker written. This is it. After this
This
one.
is it.
And it's also very Greek. Are any of you Greek? Do you have any Greek blood within you? Any of
Oh,
you?
I do.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All
My
right.
grandma's.
Great.
I'm Scottish and Irish.
Do I get a Greek point?
No.
It's
Why
all
do you
Greek
get a
to me?
point
No?
Just for being Greek. That's absurd. Anyway, question 12. Question 12. In Greek mythology, the story of Pandora's box depicts the story of the revenge of Zeus by ordering Hephaestus to create the first human out of soil and water. That human, named Pandora, was given a jar that contained what item that was released into the world? Was it A, plagues, B, famine, C, all forms of evil, or D, men?
Sarah?
Sarah.
Was it C?
It was C.
All
All
forms of evil is
forms
correct.
of evil.
Fun fact:
including
Jackson
men.
said that everyone knows it, but
I was gonna say like all of the above. Basically, they're all like, I don't know, bad things. Like,
All forms of evil, including the last one.
yeah, count that as like
That's what I
all of the above thing. I don't know. Men are pretty evil.
That's what I said. I said that already twice now.
yeah, no.
well,
so there
I'm
should
gonna
have been an
reinforce
all
it.
of the above answer.
Fun fact: Pandora was sent to Prometheus's brother Epimetheus as a gift, but Prometheus warned him not to take any gifts from Zeus before she got there. He got the message and understood the seriousness in Prometheus's voice. However, he accepted Pandora anyway. Although Epimetheus tried hard to resist the temptation, he opened the jar and released all the evils upon the world. And
'Cause
that's
he
why
said,
we're
"Hey."
damned to eternity.
Exactly. He said, "Hey, I hear you, Prometheus, but like, I'm just gonna
Last
do it.
I
I'm just
checked,
gonna
you
have
were
fun.
chained to a rock for all eternity.
Yeah,
And
like
your
I'm
liver's
not
getting
gonna.
eaten every day, so like.
Yep. So that's
Yeah.
fun, right? All right.
That's it.
Wait, Jackson, can you read those current standings?
The current standings are we have Olivia with 4 points and a no points. We have Sara with 5 points and me with a Seinfeld point.
Okay.
And Matt with no points whatsoever.
Me with an
No.
imposter. Me
No.
with the little Among Us
No.
character right down the bottom of
Nope.
Yes, he's
Not
right
on-
there.
not on my score sheet.
He's right there.
Nope.
Me,
Nope.
I came in last with that little imposter point.
With 0 points whatsoever.
Third place. Third place is Sara with 5 points. Second place. Well,
Wait a second here.
Well, she had the
Wait a
no point.
It was
She
a
had
good line.
She had the
Good bit.
no point. So there's obviously some pity there because we all felt bad here.
That was Olivia that had the no point.
Yeah,
I get a
yeah.
pity point. Yeah.
Little pity.
How many points
but
is it worth?
drum roll, please.
How many points is the no point worth?
The no point is worth 2 points.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 6 points. Okay. Drum roll, please. Jackson DiCarlo, the winner, once again taking it home for the gold. He's got multiple trophies because that Seinfeld point, that George Costanza point right there, that beautiful face of a beautiful man.
It's the summer
earned
of
him
Jackson.
50 points! Oh my god, it's another blowaway. It's crazy.
What's the deal with all these trivia winnings? I mean, come
Oh
on.
man.
When will it end?
Jackson, what do you have to say for yourself? You won again!
I'd like to thank George Costanza and Jerry Seinfeld.
George Costanza and Jerry Seinfeld, if you're listening, please come on the show. We'd love to ask you some questions. Other contestants, how did you enjoy the show this week? How did you enjoy it, even though you're big losers?
I don't want to.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that feedback. We really appreciate it.
But I want
I
to.
really appreciate that feedback. I mean,
It might be
we
rigged.
really like
I'm
that.
No, yeah, like I'm sorry, I couldn't hear them. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Can you believe them? Who did they just say that this is rigged? Anyway, hey, Joey, Tommy, we got a little bit of a situation up here in the studio. If we can like come over here and get these guys out of here, they're kind of they're doing a little bit too much. I think we got a bit of a code red here. If you can just take them out, please. Thanks.
I'll take him out, you know what I mean? Yeah, capiche?
Excuse me, miss. You're gonna have to come with me, alright?
Wait, no.
Yeah, get
Excuse me, ladies. It's time to leave the stage. Yes, go. You do not do that.
Stop it.
Get him out of
here.
The iron curtain has fallen and you are on the other side of it. Come.
Let me speak to the manager.
Silence,
Oh boy, don't you just love having security
It's
on,
pretty nice.
on hand?
I didn't think we had it
Yeah,
in the
that's
budget, but since we brought him on, it's been a pretty good change of pace.
That's what I'm saying. Now, well, anyway, now that we have those insubordinates out of here,
Good.
We can take it back to the hosts. We know who those hosts are. We don't need to get into it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Bring it back to the hosts.
Alright, thanks.
That wraps it up for this week's broadcast of High Noon Friday. Thank you for joining us, and make sure to tune in next week. Same time, same place. High Noon Friday has been brought to you on WCBF 88.9 FM The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno on the web.
Our producers and scriptwriters are me, Jackson DiCarlo.
And me, Matthew Gillespie. Sports is prepared and written by Josh Schmitt. News is read by Topher, Elkins, and weather is by Jules Hoepting. Tune in next week for another great edition of High Noon Friday. I'm Matt Gillespie.
And I'm Jackson DiCarlo. Thanks for listening, and make sure to tune in next week. Same time, same place.
Bye-bye.
Bye.